Hello, everybody, and welcome to the post-match show, part of the Clean Bowl podcast with me, Sab. It is IPL Day 3. New season, but same old CSK. One of the great franchises of the IPL, one of the big three, if you like, but oh my God, they are in a world of pain. They kicked off their campaign today against the Rajasthan Royals, and they were absolutely thrashed, demoralized, crushed, defeated, thrashed, embarrassed, whatever you want to call it. They were soundly beaten by RR today in their opening games. It was a very one-sided contest, and CSK, their struggles look like they're going to continue. They finished last in the 2025 edition, and yeah, they've got off their 2026 edition in the worst possible way. Look, not many people are going to predict big things for CSK this year. They're just a big name, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Not many of us have picked them to finish in the playoffs. And around the cricketing world, not many people have any hopes for them. And on this evidence, there's no reason to back or put any money behind them even making the playoffs because they look really, really out of sorts. They don't look like a team that's capable of winning um, in many games this year, which is a really, really sad thing to say. I am a CSK fan, but look, I'm trying to be as neutral as possible. But yeah, it's a difficult time for CSK. So let's have a look at the teletape. So CSK batted first, and yeah, it was a pretty meek batting performance, all things considered. 127 all out, nothing really to shout about. It was a late order kind of cameo from Jamie Overton of all people. He scored 43 of 36, a couple of sixes and a couple of fours. But yeah, that really got them up to something like of a semi-respectable. I mean, not really, 127. So I guess you might call that something to bowl at, I think is the term. But yeah, realistically, in this day and age, in this current climate of T20 batting, and the way the guys are hitting at the minute, this is nowhere near enough, and so it proved to be. Yeah, but Rajasthan bowled really, really well, and CSK just collapsed. They were never in it. Sanju Samson, so many expectations with him as their new signing. He didn't deliver. Neither did Gatewad, and yeah, in fact, they were 38 for 4 at one stage, and then 51 for 5, 57 for 6. 74 for 7, 82 for 8, 94 for 9 until that little late cameo from Overton got them at least past 100, close to that 130 mark. But look, I mean, yeah, even then they didn't really look like they were going to get anything from this game with such a low total. Bowling wise, Rajasthan, yep, some excellent figures here. Jofra Archer, 4 overs, 2 for 19 in his sort of first appearance of the tournament, so that's good. I mean, that'll be really good for his confidence. Remember, when we saw him in the World Cup semi-final against India, he was absolutely torn apart by the Indian batsman, so sort of good little comeback from him. Pick of the bowlers was Nadir Berger, 4 overs, 2 for 26. You'd have to say he was voted man of the match, but vital contributions, all the bowlers taking wickets. Brajesh Sharma, 3 overs, 1 for 17. Sandeep Sharma, 2.4 overs, 1 for 22. Ravi Bishnoi, 3 overs, 1 for 16. And, of course, the old wily veteran Ravindra Jadeja, 3 overs, 2 for 18. All going at pretty healthy economies. The highest was Sandeep Sharma. He went for 8.25, which is pretty decent in this day and age. So yeah, look, controlled bowling, excellent bowling, everybody chipping in with wickets. So a very team performance of Rajasthan. And look, I didn't think we'd see much of Rajasthan this year. Actually, I actually predicted them to finish bottom, but that sort of shows how much I know. But yeah, look, you have to say that look, Rajasthan. Okay, it's only one game, and this is a very weak CSK side. So we're looking at this is a very weak CSK side. But be as that may, it's a very good bowling attack. And look, so Rajasthan will think to themselves, well, look, our bowlers, when they all fire, they all chip in. We've got a deep bowling attack. Who knows? Maybe they might be dark horses for the playoff places. I don't think so. But with the bat, they have a young man, a very, very young man, only 15 years old, only recently turned 15. He is the one that everybody's talking about. Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, 52 of 17 balls. Let me say that again, 52 of 17 balls, 5 sixes, Four fours, a strike rate of 305.88. I mean, this kid is just ridiculous. It's outrageous what he's doing at the minute. I've never seen anything like it. I don't think anyone has seen this. Has a youngster come on with so much excitement and hype than this kid? If you think of all the greats who started relatively young, Sachin Tendulkar, for example, probably the greatest batsman of all time, he started very young, but yeah, there was hype, but I don't think he was hyped as this much. And of course, look, there was no IPL and social media and stuff in Tendulkar's youth for him to be hyped up in this way. But look, it's just it's getting silly actually what he's doing. This is just a kid of 15 years old. People are going to say all sorts of things. Oh, he's not really 15. He's 16. He's 17. He's 18. I mean, even if he was, so what? Even if he was 17 years old, who cares? What were you doing when you were 17? You weren't doing anything like this. None of us, when we were 17, were smashing grown men and proper fast bowlers all around the park, making them cry when we were such a young age. None of us are doing that, so it doesn't matter. So what? He's 15. He's a young kid blessed with extraordinary generational talent. I mean, it's going to be exciting to see where he goes in his career. I personally think that he can't be far away now from a senior call up to the Indian senior team. Surely that's not far away after what he did in the Under-19 World Cup, what he's doing in the IPL, and what more do they need? I mean, obviously the problem is that India are the reigning defending champions in the World T20. So, but they've got so many T20 and ODIs coming up. I wonder if we see young Sooryavanshi make an appearance, or at least make some squads. And the crazy thing is, Sooryavanshi is so electric, so incredible, that everybody's forgotten how good Yashasvi Jaiswal is, who opened with him, and he scored 38 not out of 36 balls. Pretty sedate for him, but obviously Jaiswal is an incredible, fantastic player, and he's only 23, 24 years old, so he's still very young in his career as well. And he can't get into the T20 team. We may see he's going to be the Test team, obviously, but yeah, this is just talks to how much talent India actually have. I won't be surprised if India could actually, and probably should, enter a second team into world competitions just to get these guys a game. CSK do not have a particularly good bowling attack, that must be said. So, quantify a little bit. But when you see that this kid is only 15, to be hitting any professional players who are grown men all around the ground in the way that he was doing in such a blistering fashion, it's really scary because he's only 15. This kid could have completed all of cricket by the time he's 20, with still all of his career to go. So I hope the powers that be manage him properly, that they don't just they manage his body growing and they manage the physical aspect properly. Let him play his natural game. He doesn't need any work there, but manage that. But the physicalness of him growing physically and biologically and all that stuff, I hope that he's managed efficiently, because if they do, this is a generational talent that we see here unfolding right in front of us. This is a star for the future. And God, if he's only 15, I mean, he has so many more years left in the game. So yeah, really excited to see. But 52 or 17 is it's just insane. And by the time he was dismissed, I mean, the game was pretty much over anyway. It's a little bit depressing if you're a CSK fan. They're obviously one of the so-called big three teams, but when you look at RCB on the opening day on Saturday and you look at Mumbai yesterday, CSK are a long way away from those two teams. And it's sad that they've declined in this way, but look, they've done it to themselves. No proper planning. There's no proper succession plans, when they're golden eras or golden teams. There's been no real coordination in terms of how to get a proper squad together. Who do they want to target? Yes, buying Sanju Samson was a really good, shrewd move, an excellent move. But looking at the rest of the CSK team and just comparing it to everybody else, there's not the depth, and there's no other names that kind of jump out. See, Dhoni is a name and he's a star name, but he's not the Mahendra Singh Dhoni of old. He's a much older player now. He's nearly at the end of his IPL career. I mean, this is probably maybe his last year. Who knows? But then who else is here to step up? Shivam Dube can be really deadly with the bat in T20s, but look, you're kind of clutching at straws, really. You're kind of looking around this team, and nobody sort of screams out to me as, "Oh my God, yeah, this is these are some guys that can really pull push CSK to a playoff position, and who knows, maybe a final. But it really looks like the squad is actually just short on quality, and that's just me being very brutally honest. This is not a very good CSK team. It's not a very good side. They've got good players. Look, Samson is great. Gaikwad is great. Savraz Khan is great. I mean, great in the sense that these are decent, good players, but there's just not enough depth in there across the batting, across the bowling. The bowling for me is very, very weak. I know Matt Henry is a decent opening bowler. Obviously, opens bowling for New Zealand in all formats. But yeah, look, other than him, it's a pretty average bowling attack. It's a pretty average bowling attack. And that was evidenced by the bowling that was dismantled by a 15-year-old. Just compare that with the way Rajasthan bowl. Matt Henry, I spoke of him. He went for 13 and over and he only bowled 3 overs. Khalil Ahmed, okay, he bowled all right, 3 overs, not for 17. Overton, he went for 14 in his one and only over. Noor Ahmed went for 12 and over. Anshul Kamboj, he went for 9 and over. So again, look, it's a very thin bowling attack. And when you come into a tournament like this, with lack of depth and quality with your bowling, you don't have all bases covered. You fail to plan to fail. That's the only thing I can say. Is they've got what they've deserved. They haven't bought well, they haven't planned well, and yeah, I can only see this being as a real struggle for CSK this year. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts, CSK fans, Yellow Army? What are we thinking, guys? Can we expect any success this year? I hope they don't finish bottom again, but look, I honestly don't think there are many worse teams than CSK right now. God, that really pains me to say it, but it is the truth. Rajasthan, though, they'll be very happy, starting with a big win against a team that probably they're rivaling at the bottom of. They'll be telling people that they've got a chance with that opening lineup, with Sooryavanshi. They may think that anything is possible, and they do have a better team as well. So yeah, who knows what awaits Rajasthan? But CSK are set for a long, hard season in the IPL. So 3 games are done in the IPL. What we're thinking so far, guys. Anyway, let us know in the comment section below what you're thinking so far, guys. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thoughts. Hit that like button, give this video a share, and most importantly, give this a subscribe. This has been Sab with the Post-Match Show. We're back again tomorrow with another as we hit day 4 of the IPL. Until then, see you.